Introduction: Why silence is more powerful than you think. In a world where communication is constant and overwhelming, silence has become an almost forgotten art. We live in a world of noise, both physical and digital, that continuously demands our attention. Yet, in the midst of this noise, silence can be one of the most powerful tools we possess. This video will explore why silence is not a mere absence of sound, but rather a potent force that can elevate your personal and professional life. By learning to embrace silence strategically, you can enhance your influence, increase your productivity, and even improve your relationships. Throughout history, many influential figures have used silence to their advantage. Leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, for example, often use silence as a form of protest and resistance, demonstrating the immense power of restraint in the face of oppression. In modern times, we see figures like Warren Buffett, who, despite being one of the wealthiest individuals in the world, rarely speaks unless it adds value. But why does silence hold so much power? How can speaking less actually make you more influential? In this video, we'll explore the science behind silence, share real-life examples, and introduce strategies that can help you wield silence to your advantage. Let's dive into the transformative potential of silence. The science of silence. Why it works. To understand the full potential of silence, it's crucial to examine why it has such a profound impact on our minds, bodies, and interactions. Silence is not just the absence of sound. It is the presence of opportunity. The cognitive benefits of silence. Studies have shown that silence has a positive effect on the brain. When we experience silence, our brains undergo a unique process that aids in relaxation and mental clarity. For example, a study published in the Journal of Neuroscience discovered that just 2 minutes of silence was enough to promote brain growth in the hippocampus, the region responsible for memory, learning, and emotional regulation. This suggests that silence isn't merely a passive state. It's an active and restorative experience for the mind. Silence as a tool for deep thinking. When we constantly fill our days with noise, whether from conversations, music, or digital distractions, we deprive ourselves of the opportunity for deep thinking. Silence, on the other hand, creates space for reflection and allows our minds to process information and form insights. This is why silence is often employed by some of the world's most successful people. Figures like Elon Musk and Steve Jobs were known for embracing solitude and silence as essential parts of their creative process. They understood that true innovation often arises in moments of quiet contemplation, silence, and emotional regulation. Another key benefit of silence is its ability to regulate our emotions. In moments of stress or conflict, silence acts as a calming force. By stepping back and embracing stillness, we allow our minds to cool and our emotions to stabilize, making it easier to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Social impact. How silence can make you more persuasive. Interestingly, silence also has a profound impact on our relationships and social interactions. Studies have shown that people who speak less often, but with greater intention, are perceived as more powerful, persuasive, and trustworthy. In the next chapter, We'll explore how silence can make you more effective in your personal and professional relationships. Silence in social interactions. How it enhances your influence. Silence plays a crucial role in how we communicate and interact with others. It can be used to influence people, control the flow of conversation, and establish authority. Here are some of the ways silence can enhance your social influence. The power of pausing. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to use silence is through the strategic pause. When you pause before responding, you create an air of thoughtfulness and control. People will take you more seriously when you resist the urge to speak immediately. Pausing also helps avoid impulsive responses that may lead to miscommunication. It allows time for reflection, ensuring that your words are well considered and impactful. The silent listener. How to use silence to build rapport. In many social situations, especially when forming relationships, listening is more important than speaking. Silence is the key to effective listening. By remaining silent and allowing others to speak, you create a space where they feel heard and valued. This practice is crucial in business negotiations, where showing attentiveness and respect can build trust. It also enhances your ability to empathize and connect with others on a deeper level. Silence in leadership. Strength through restraint. Leaders who know when to speak and when to remain silent often command the greatest respect. In high-stakes situations, such as negotiations or crises, silence can convey strength and confidence. Rather than filling the silence with words, effective leaders understand that sometimes their presence alone is enough. Silence becomes a tool to project authority, calm, and control over the situation. Silence in personal relationships. Strengthening connections. Silence is not just useful in professional settings. It is also a powerful tool in personal relationships. Whether it's with a partner, family member, or friend, strategic silence can improve the quality of your interactions. The role of silence in conflict resolution. In the heat of an argument, silence can often do more than words ever could. Instead of escalating the conflict with hasty remarks, taking a moment of silence can allow everyone involved to cool down and regain perspective. For example, instead of replying immediately to an angry comment from your partner, a brief pause can show that you are taking time to reflect before responding thoughtfully. Creating space for meaningful conversations. Sometimes, silence is what makes a conversation truly meaningful. When you allow the conversation to flow naturally without interruption, you create room for deeper, more authentic exchanges. In romantic relationships, this can lead to more heartfelt discussions, where both parties feel understood and respected. The pitfalls of constant talking and how to avoid them. While silence is a powerful tool, constant talking can often be counterproductive. In our desire to communicate and be heard, we sometimes forget the importance of restraint. The dangers of over-explaining. Many people feel compelled to explain themselves in detail, especially in situations where they feel their authority or expertise is being questioned. However, over-explaining can dilute your message and reduce your impact. In contrast, when you speak less but with precision, your words carry more weight. Silence can often convey confidence in your position, allowing your actions to speak louder than your words. Speaking without listening. In many situations, we are so focused on what we want to say that we fail to listen to others. This leads to misunderstandings and weakens our ability to build meaningful connections. Practicing silence helps you become a better listener and a more effective communicator. Techniques for mastering strategic silence. Knowing that silence is powerful is just the beginning. To truly harness its benefits, it's essential to learn how to apply it strategically. This chapter presents practical techniques that can be used in various situations to maximize your influence and effectiveness through silence. The deliberate pause technique. The deliberate pause is one of the simplest and most effective ways to use silence. Before responding to a question or offering your opinion, take a pause of 2 to 5 seconds. This pause has multiple benefits. It shows you are reflecting. It makes people take your response more seriously. It avoids impulsive reactions. It gives time to process information and control emotions. It creates impact. When you begin speaking after a pause, your words carry more weight. A practical example is during presentations. When you introduce an important idea and pause, it allows your audience to absorb your words, increasing their effectiveness. Active listening and the power of receptive silence. Often, silence is more valuable when the other person is speaking. This is known as receptive silence, a key technique for active listening. How to practice. Make eye contact. Show that you are engaged and present. Avoid interrupting. Even if you have something to say, wait until the other person is done. Use nonverbal cues. Nod or express through facial gestures that you're listening without interrupting the flow of conversation. In the workplace, this technique helps build trust and extract valuable information. In personal relationships, it shows respect and empathy. How to make silence a powerful habit. Understanding the power of silence is one thing. Turning it into a consistent habit is another. This chapter explains how to create routines and mindsets that make silence a natural part of your daily life. Create micro-habits of silence. Small habits lead to lasting change. Creating micro-habits is an effective way to integrate silence into your life gradually and sustainably. Examples of micro-habits include starting your day with 5 minutes of meditation or silent reflection, taking a silent pause between meetings or tasks, practicing active listening in one conversation per day without interrupting. These small moments, repeated regularly, create a cumulative effect that helps you cultivate silence as a daily practice. Establish silence zones in your environment. Your environment plays a crucial role in forming habits. Creating silence zones, both physical and digital, is an effective way to reinforce your practice. Physical zones. Set aside a space in your home or workplace where silence is the rule. It could be a corner for reading, meditation, or simply being alone. Digital zones. Set specific times when notifications are turned off. Apps like Focus or Forest can help reduce digital noise. By establishing clear boundaries for silence, you protect yourself from distractions and create mental space for reflection. The long-term impact of silence. Transforming your life. Now that you've learned techniques and strategies for incorporating silence into your routine, it's time to consider its long-term impact. Strategic silence doesn't just improve your communication and productivity in the short term. It can transform your life in profound ways over time. Shift in mindset from noise to clarity. As you integrate silence into your daily life, you begin to notice a shift in your mindset. The constant noise that once seemed necessary starts to fade, replaced by clarity and depth. This change doesn't happen overnight, but gradually, you begin to value the quality of your words over the quantity. Deeper and more authentic relationships. Silence doesn't only improve communication with yourself, it also directly impacts your relationships with others. As you learn to listen more attentively and reflectively, your interactions become deeper and more meaningful.